Hey everybody, this is me, J Bongo. I'm sorry if I'm a bit quiet. It is 4:12 a.m. and I want to keep my voice down for my grandma who's sleeping in the next room. So, it's been a while. I know a lot of stuff's been happening to everybody, especially, and I am no exception to that. So, it's been kind of difficult to be honest. And I know what it has been for you guys, and if you ever need to talk about your experiences, please, you always have the comments. Comments are yours. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. It's nothing too serious, but it's something that I just kind of have a weird interest in and a very weird dislike for, and that is cults. Now, when I talk about cults, I'm talking about Elon, if you know about that. If not, check out Nexpo. We just did a video on that recently. It was this boarding school that was supposed to help, well, not really a boarding school, I guess, but it was an organization that was targeted at trying to improve the attitude of teenage youths. And it started in about, I think the 50s? I think it started in the 50s, or no, 60s, 70s, I think. I'm not sure. And they would say that we're going to help your child effectively fix their attitudes, but instead they just basically abuse their kids. um, and parents paid money for this, and they might not have known about that specifically. They still paid money for it. Money was still getting funded into Elon, even though they were not doing what they were saying they were doing. It was a scam, essentially. And that scam persisted until 2010, I want to say. 2010, I think, to 2011. So it's been in operation for way too long. It was in operation for way too long. And that's not even the only cult. There was one that they did the infamous drink the Kool-Aid thing, where it was basically a cult suicide. There was another cult suicide. Can't exactly remember, but they believed that they would get shipped off into space on a ship or whatever, but the only way they could do that was to shed their mortal vessel. Do you know how ridiculous half this shit sounds? Do you know how ridiculous it sounds? For the most part, it's just... I know it literally sounds ridiculous, but just think about it. People did buy this crap. Like, people really believed this was what happened. And I'm not genuinely shocked, because human intelligence is something that we vastly overestimate, but it's just... If it looks like a scam, if it smells like a scam, it's probably a scam, right? Because here's the thing. All of these cults had money funded into them. Scientology still gets members. I'm not even joking. If they still get members, they still get money. And it's straight up ridiculous. It's actually a pretty serious issue, because one of the first things that cults do to get into your head is dehumanize you to a certain degree. To de-individualize you. You're not an individual anymore. You're part of our organization. And that is fucked up. That is very fucked up. And can we just, like, all agree that this is a bad thing, and it's kind of amazing that people still fall for this shit? People still fall for this shit. There's a cult on YouTube that I know I'm probably gonna get spam content, because they'll go after the videos with like the smallest amount of views, the channels with nobody, and they'll be like, how dare you speak of us mortal. And it's just like, what the fuck. And I'm talking about the blood over intent thing. I don't even know if it's still going on, because it's been called out so many freaking times. It's not only literally unsafe, because you're cutting yourself, bleeding on something, and stating your intent because you want to be in a book that will save you after the end of the world. But here's what I always kind of find weird about that. If the world's ending, why do you want to be there for that? Like, it doesn't seem like a very good. It doesn't seem like a very good offer, you know. Oh, you want to survive Armageddon? Well, put yourself in this book, and you get to you have a front row seat for it. We'll give you popcorn. We will give you drinks. You can watch it all playing live. And you get to watch all of your family members that didn't decide to listen to us die right in front of you. What? What the fuck? That's just... They're not literally saying that, but that's basically... That's the thought process of this, like... There has to be a thought process of you wanting to have everlasting life and being able to survive Armageddon. Like, what? And the person who set this up is an asshole. He believes that he is, like, descended from Lucifer himself, or is Lucifer himself, and just, you know, if he's Lucifer himself, oh god, this is a bad dude. We gotta listen to this motherfucker. What the fuck? You're gonna hear a lot of what the fuck in this video, I'm sorry. It's just pure, unfiltered stupidity. And then there are cults that do arguably worse, like cause actual psychological trauma for people that have tried to escape it, like Elon. And I call Elon a cult because that's basically what it was. They're trying to basically turn teenagers, and they're taking teenagers and sending them into what I don't say lightly. I don't say it lightly. And it definitely isn't even close to that. It basically could be considered an internment camp for teenagers, in a way. And that's messed up. That's really messed up. A lot of anything involving internment camps, or concentration camps, or anything similar to that, it's going to be messed up. You know it's going to be messed up. Why would you ever support that? Well, you would if you didn't know what they were actually doing. But, like, for people that join cults willingly, I just have a question. Like, why? You can't be in such a desperate place that any offer of help seems like a good offer. Right? Can you really be that desperate? I mean, I'm not trying to victim blame or anything there, but that's bad. Because a lot of these cults, and I'm not listing out a lot of specific names, they're really fucked up. Like, they're really fucked up. It's gang activity without the gang activities. It's the gang activity without the cocaine. It's like, it's fucked. It's hard to find a lot of words. One, because it's 4:20 a.m. But it's also just... What else do you say about shit like this? And for people that have been in cults and gotten out, first of all, good job. Good job. Good job. But I generally want to know, and I don't mean this with any insult or anything like that, because you were smart enough to recognize that there was a problem. Why did you join initially? And what made you realize it wasn't a good thing? Because some people take a long time to realize that, wait a second, I'm getting screwed over. But what are your thoughts? What made you want to leave? And was it easy leaving, or was it very, very difficult leaving? I'm pretty sure it was very difficult, because they don't make it easy to leave. Sometimes they say it's not even an option. But people have left this blood over intent bullshit. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what cults are. This is bullshit. The people that they want something from you. You want something from them, but they will not give it to you. They want something from you, and that is your undying obedience. That is your individuality. That is your sense of self. And people like to argue that those aren't real things at the end, but at the end of the day, I feel like that they are. They're real things, and they're real things that can be taken away from you. So, half of me, when I sat to record this, was like, why do I want to do this? And I figure, well, it's a serious topic to some degree, but it's not a mess like politics is. So, I'm just going to avoid that for now. You're going to probably see a lot of vlogs like I used to do for a while. Although, part of what has occupied my time is Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. That game is righteous. That game is amazing. I will probably be doing a separate little playthrough of it. I have a lot of characters, so I'm gonna try to do one that's just I'm gonna try to do one on a hard difficulty for you guys. I'm playing on story. I usually play on easier difficulties because I have nothing to prove to anybody on the internet other than I enjoy something. But I want to play on hard. I want to play on hard. I want you guys to see my tears. Because I am very, very interested in this game. And that playthrough will probably happen once I beat the game either once or twice. Now, why would I do a playthrough if I've already beaten the game? Do you honestly believe some of these YouTubers haven't played some of their games before? That they just wait until they're able to record every second of it? No, there's probably a few test playthroughs and stuff like that. And it'll still be a fresh experience because, let's be honest, it's going to be a hard difficulty. I don't know how dialogue's going to work. I might read it out loud. I might not. I might do silly voices. I might not. But most often, if I'm going to talk and read, I'm going to do silly voices. That's just going to happen. You can't have one without the other. That's just how it is. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. So, if you couldn't tell, the transition was a little awkward, but I was just talking about, like, wanting to do more stuff on Dirt Laser. And I love this channel. I really do. I love you guys. And no matter what channel I'm on, or even if I'm off YouTube, I'll still be like, you know what? Them sons of guns that really that subscribed and stuck around for this long, even though I do hiatuses like nobody's business. You guys are awesome. I genuinely mean that. I don't say that to... I don't even say that to my friends a lot. Really, you know, now that I think about it, I'm going to start saying this to my friends more often. But I'm kind of having this Steve from Blue's Clues moment where he came back a few days, I think a couple days ago, and was like, I never forgot you guys. You know? That made me feel special. And if that makes some of you feel special, that's just... And I ain't nobody special. I barely edit my own videos. I barely edit any of my videos. But I want to start learning to do that. So with that long spiel out of the way, mainly I just want to kind of leave off with the question I asked earlier in the video. If you've been in a cult before, I genuinely want to know what you feel comfortable with telling me about your experiences. I want to know what cult it was. You don't have to say that in the comments because safety reasons, you don't have to tell me. But I want to know what you think was happening and what was happening. Really, I don't know why I said think. What happened? What made you want to join? What were your circumstances there? And what made you want to leave? And how did you leave? I'm genuinely curious about that because cults, they're a weird thing. They're a very weird thing. They're a very bad thing. And I feel like they need to be talked about sometimes. You might just get that random sometimes, I'm going to be honest with you. So, I think this is the end of the video. I'm not sure. Really, the video ends when you want it to end. So, you could have watched 5 minutes in and decided the video is over there. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Because that's when you have decided that the video is over. It did its purpose. And you don't need to see more. I understand. That's how I approach videos too. Sometimes when I'm listening to a music, and I'm on YouTube and I'm watching their video, I'm just like, you know what? I only need to hear like 2 minutes of this music video. So I'm gonna stop it there. So whenever you decide to stop it, if you got this far or not, thank you for watching. I will try to be more consistent. I'm not making a promise. I'm not making a promise. But I will try my best to be more consistent with uploading. I think this would do some good for me because a lot's been happening in my life. So I will see you next time. Peace and love. Have a nice day.